What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the main channel, and today I have kind of a recap for the Bethesda conference and the Ubisoft conference. We also had the PC conference for E3, but I didn't completely watch it. I was at work, and I was at work doing Ubisoft too. But I was kind of just looking to see what they were gonna do and everything. So I was very curious about it and everything. But today I just wanted to kind of give you a little of a recap for both, and both of them kind of sucked. They didn't really have a lot of content on them. I wasn't expecting Bethesda to have some stuff, but I was hoping that maybe Ubisoft will have a little bit more stuff. Unfortunately, neither of them really had a lot of stuff and everything. I think at this point, my thoughts, and I don't know if you guys might agree with me or not, but I'm thinking that E3 is either losing its purpose, or it should be a little bit smaller. And what I mean by that is, these conferences are like 2 hours long, and there's no a lot of announcement going on, and it's almost like a disappointment at this point. So let's start with Bethesda, because that was yesterday, and we did have some stuff. I'm not gonna say that everything was bad or anything like that, but first of all, we had a lot of small announcement and DLC and stuff, game apps and that stuff. So none of that I'm gonna talk about. But then the first thing that we kind of like the biggest thing, I guess, is that we had was the Fallout 76 is getting of course a Fortnite Battle Royale style game. It's obviously super stupid, honestly, that Bethesda's even thinking of the idea of doing a Battle Royale, seeing how poorly they performed with Fallout 76. They should have not even thought of doing this. Personally, I think it's a really bad move from Bethesda. I think they should have either canned 76 or completely revamped 76 instead of doing something like this. I personally think that is a terrible idea. But if you're into it, sure, go for it. I'm just thinking that it's a terrible idea to do that. Then we had obviously some stuff that was pretty cool. Of course, Doom Eternal. We had a new trailer for it, story trailer. Not a lot of, I guess, some gameplay, but not exactly the amount of gameplay that I was hoping that we were gonna get. But it's fine. We had some stuff there, and it's definitely looking good. I'm not a big fan of Doom, but I can definitely appreciate it for what it is. But then the two stuff that really caught my attention was, one was Deathloop, which is a top point kind of game about kind of just being trapped in a loop. This is more of a game that how do I say it? It's more cinematic than anything. The trailer that we saw, so can't really say much about it, to be honest with you. It looks good, but I don't know much about it. The artwork looks good, everything looks good about it, but without seeing something in particular, I'm not entirely. I can't really tell you that I'm excited or hyped for it or something like that. But it does seem like the story revolves around loops and that kind of stuff. So time loops, obviously, but it looks okay. It looks good, the trailer, but without any actual solid things, and I can't really get hyped too about it. And of course, the last thing, and that was the kind of thing that I was kind of really hyped for, was the announcement of this new game, which is kind of like a horror game type. Not really a horror, but more of a definitely something new that we never seen before. Is that I'm sorry, and this is this new game, which is basically a like an action horror game called Ghostwire Tokyo, and this is basically you see yokai, which is Japanese demon spirits type of thing. The trailer is really good looking, and there's a lot of good stuff that I really liked about it. Seems like the population went missing, and now just kind of like this thing. There's a lot of stuff, but the gameplay is just so not the gameplay, but the game itself is so stylized that it looks really good. Definitely want to play this game. I don't know what it's about yet. We don't really have much of a stuff, but it's something that I like a lot. Devil May Cry is one of my favorite franchises that has come in the last couple of years from Bethesda, so this is definitely something that I'm looking forward to playing. The studio Tango GameWorks has had a good track record so far. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. That's something I can say. No, so that's pretty much it for the Bethesda conference. Most of the game's highlights and everything. Now for Ubisoft, I'm not gonna talk about every single game. Their conference was almost 2 hours long, and it was long and boring, and there's a lot of talking and doing stuff, whatever. But I want to give you highlights of it, which is what this video is about. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff here. So obviously we had some Ghost Recon news and some Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is the new one, and that's pretty much it. Both of them had trailers for them, but they weren't things that I'm particularly hyped or interested on. So I'm just gonna gloss over those. You can watch it there for those if you're interested on. But two things that were a little bit bigger was one, Watch Dogs Legion, which is basically a Watch Dogs game where you're able to play as pretty much anybody. You can recruit new people to your Legion, and once your character dies, you're able to take over this new character or this new persona. It's pretty cool and interesting. I'm interested on how this is gonna work out, to be honest with you, just in like the gameplay and everything style, story wise and so on. It might not be as heavy as the other games, more open world type of game with anything else. I'm not super hyped into it, but I think it looks pretty interesting. And then the other thing that got me more interested, just because I am very into Greek mythology and Roman mythology and that kind of stuff, is Gods and Monsters. It is by the creators of some of the Assassin's Creed games, so definitely something that I'm excited for, interested on. This looks to be kind of more on the cartoony side. It does look like a Breath of the Wild type of game. The gameplay definitely looks fantastic, and you can see some of the game here. But I'm definitely excited for this. This is kind of like my highlight for me. But frankly speaking, both the Ubisoft conference and Bethesda weren't super good looking. They look good, but it wasn't something that I was kind of like, oh my god, I need this right now. But that's pretty much the recap for those two. Definitely join me for the next conference here that we're gonna have in about a couple hours for Square Enix. I am looking forward to some of the stuff that I'm not completely 100% on board with, but I'm definitely wanting to check it out. We did get some announcements as far as the release date for Final Fantasy VII, which is looking to be in sometime in 2020, there in the beginning of the year there. So I'm definitely hyped, but I'm not super hyped as I was before. I want to see some more stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, liking and subscribe will be cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this.